Hello and welcome to Stephanie's Movie Reviews. I am your host, Stephanie Thompson. I am a member of Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA, a classically trained singer-songwriter, a vocal coach, and an actor myself. In this show, we review 4 categories of films: action, family, drama, and comedy. In this segment, this is the third segment of 4 segments, we're reviewing today a docudrama. And I have 2 very special guests. I have Amy Kardashian, who is the director, producer, and creator of the 3 shows that we have here. Amy Kardashian and the Experts, World of Book Reviews with Judy Morio, and my show, Stephanie's Movie Reviews. And we have the promoter of the docudrama, Apo Jabarian, here on Skype with us. Welcome, Amy and Apo.
Hello.
Hi.
Greetings from Hollywood, California.
Yes. Hi. It's nice to have you.
Inch peces, Apo. We're going to teach her Armenian.
Yes, please. I love your language. It's so beautiful.
Thanks so much. Well, it'll be my pleasure to declare you as ABC. How is that?
Okay.
ABC stands for Armenian by choice.
Oh, Armenian by choice. I like that.
Stephanie Thompson, ABC.
Nice.
So your docudrama is Map of Salvation, and we had the honor of going for the red carpet premiere in Hollywood at world-famous Paramount Studios, and it was an awesome experience.
Thanks so much for coming all the way from Las Vegas.
Yes, it was wonderful.
All the lights to the premiere.
Yes, and the director is Aram Shabazyan. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Shabazyan, and the film composer is Vig Zartman, and the narrator of the film is Svante Lundgren.
Yes.
And it's a 90-minute docudrama. So let's talk about it, Apo.
With pleasure. This is such a compelling story
Yes.
that the movie presents. It's about 5 young European women, non-Armenian women,
Yes.
who left the comfort of their families in early 1900s, and they went towards unknown horizons, then existing Turkish Ottoman Empire, Western Armenia region, and Armenian Cilicia.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, they set out to make a difference in the lives of babies, because they found out that, individually, the beauty of the story is that each and every single young ladies decided individually, without knowing of each other,
Mm-hmm.
and they went to Western Armenia and Cilicia, and all of a sudden, the genocide started, and they became witnesses to the genocide.
Yes.
And they had to decide whether to stay or to go back to the comfort of their families. And to their credits, they stayed on, each in separate region, and they ultimately saved thousands of orphan survivors and women from genocide.
And selflessly gave of their time. And I was so moved by the narration that he gave.
Yes.
and watching that
The explanation.
to take me there, because I knew nothing of the Armenian genocide. I know of it now, but just learning more about it was so moved by the stories of those 4 women.
You know, the beauty about the Map of Salvation is that it's not really about the Armenian genocide. Armenian genocide happens to be the background story.
Right, right.
But the poignant stories, a group of stories,
Yes.
are the human stories of young missionaries.
Sure.
Who really had deep faith in their sense of mission.
Yes.
And they left the comfort of their families, and they ultimately didn't get married.
Yes.
The great majority didn't get married, so they ended up falling in love with an entire nation. In this case, the Armenians. Nowadays it could happen anywhere in the world. Somebody from a far land would go to Darfur, for example, and fall in love with the people of Darfur and make a huge difference in the lives of the survivors of the Darfur genocide, or even now in northern Syria and northwestern Iraq, there is ISIS genocide. So I see and I learn about the contemporary missionaries making a huge difference in the lives of the survivors of the ISIS genocide
Absolutely.
in northeast Syria and northwest Iraq, for example.
So to me, what will tell you about the Armenian community, what not it is a story that happened in the time of genocide, right? But yet they're focusing on appreciating someone they're not Armenian.
That are not
And
Armenian,
they're
yeah.
not just keeping the memories of genocide. They're trying to bring the memories, appreciation of those four ladies, and that is it's just amazing for the Armenians community to the producers to really invest their money and their effort to just do something to appreciate.
It's a message
Someone.
of hope. It's a
Right.
message of hope.
Message hope. Amy, you're right on,
Encouragement.
and Stephanie, you're right on. It's also a great example that 100 years after the sacrifices, the monumental sacrifices made by these young women, an entire nation, the Armenian diaspora and Armenians in Armenia and Artsakh Republic, continue to remember them and venerate their value system and also honor them by bringing them back to life on the giant screen.
I mean, that will tell you something about the Armenians, because those four ladies, they're not Armenians.
Right.
Right. And it will tell you that we don't forget when people really remember us or step up for us, or even not just about Armenians, just to be a decent human being,
Yes.
where you are giving, stepping up to help others.
Well-
Is that correct?
Absolutely. So the message of this film, Map of Salvation, is also about giving an example, inspiring members of the new generation that, like if we make a difference on a daily basis, and if we give of ourselves for the common good, somehow, somewhere,
You'll be remembered.
the good memory will come back and will enrich our, field of energy and spirituality and illuminate our pathway to eternity.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Just like the five young European ladies who came from missionary families, and people don't know. Personally, I didn't know, even though I read so many articles about Karin Jeppe, Johansson, and Bodil, about many other missionaries, but I never knew the extent, the magnitude of their stories until I saw a Map of Salvation, and
Yeah,
I'm really
I
grateful
wonder where we could
to
find
have
it.
been invited to
Yeah.
a private screening last year. And after I watched the private
Apple?
screening in Glendale, I was on a tour to New York. I was invited by a director of another major film to do voiceover acting. And when the producer of Map of Salvation told me there is another private screening, would you like to come? I grabbed the opportunity because I wanted to be in touch with
Sure.
that spiritual message.
I
that
want
the
to
film
ask you a
brings.
question, Apple, where they could find it, where they can go to watch this movie, because I would
Yes.
like my grandkids to watch it and the
What,
new generation.
Currently, the producer is trying to get in touch with supporters in various cities. Like, for example, in Las Vegas, we could join forces and organize a Las Vegas premiere, for example, and make the film available. But ultimately, the producer and his supporters, you and I, for example, can join forces and make it available to churches, schools, various other groups who would really appreciate.
That's a great idea. And I just wanted to say I gave this docudrama 4 popcorns. I thought it was very moving. I especially was very moved by the music. I thought that Vig Zarkman did an amazing job with the music in the film, the composer. It was
Absolutely.
It was very, very moving.
So where they can go to get it?
So we'll have to have a follow-up to see how we can get this movie shown, and we'll have to talk more about that later. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but we want to thank you so much for being on the show today, Apo.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Amy, thank you so much
Sure.
for being on the show.
Anytime.
And we'll be in touch with you again soon, Apo. Okay. Okay,
you.
and
Thanks
thank
so
you. We'll see you.
good luck.
We'll see you next time.